everyone, this is Angie, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about one of the most famous and iconic pieces of garments in fashion, which is the LBD or the little black dress. As any fashionista or anybody interested in fashion will tell you, the LBD is a staple in your wardrobe. The LBD, the little black jacket, black pumps, nude pumps, and a black bag. Those are essentials that you must have in your wardrobe because they take you from day to evening and are suitable for all seasons, most occasions, and pretty much everyone. So this dress I have on right now is a dress that I designed for my 35th birthday. I have this tradition every year for my birthday. I make my own birthday dress, and usually it's in red, but for my 35th birthday, I did something different. I went for black. A couple of reasons. I was going through a dark time in that period of my life. I was also learning about the LBD in one of my fashion classes, so it felt appropriate to go for that. So, yeah. I first started off by designing the dress on Illustrator as a CAD. I also included two colorways in white and gray. Next, I drafted the pattern pieces on Clothes 3D, and I sewed the pieces onto a model. I also did a photo shoot wearing this dress on my 35th birthday, which was a lot of fun. I designed the dress to be an off-the-shoulder mini dress. For the long sleeves, I drew inspiration from Chanel's Model Ford LBD. The sash on the side, I drew inspiration from Princess Diana's Revenge dress. To make the dress a bit more edgy and more modern, I added elements of lace and corset detailing to make it more me. So the LBD first came about in October 1926 with our favorite famous designer, Gabrielle Chanel. Vogue at the time published a picture, a sketch of her LBD, and they called it Chanel's Ford. Because like the Model T Ford, it came in one color, black, and they said it was suitable for everybody. And that was the idea behind the LBD. Chanel was known for wanting to make women's fashion utilitarian and comfortable. And she also wanted to make fashion accessible to everyone, which is almost ironic given that today the Chanel brand is priced out of most people's price range, I would say. But back in the day, she was famous for saying she made everyone look like they were millionaires because she made clothes that were pretty affordable, I would say, at least compared to now, but also looked luxurious and made people feel like they were fashionable and wearing high luxury fashion. So the Model T dress came with long sleeves. It was made in all crepe, and much along with her philosophy and her fashion, she didn't cinch in the waist or anything. It was just straight up and down so that it could suit all body types and you could move around quite freely in it. Our second famous LBD was designed by Jean Lewis and worn by Rita Hayworth in the 1946 film Gilda. There's a particular scene where she does a striptease with her glove, and that scene is really famous. If you've watched the film Shawshank Redemption, guys are watching that particular scene, and she looks absolutely stunning in it. Third famous LBD was featured in Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window in 1954. Grace Kelly wore this black number designed by Edith Head. Edith Head was and is the most famous costume designer of all time. She was nominated 35 times for the Academy Award for Best Costume, and she won 8 times. She is the only woman to hold this title. She also holds the Guinness Book of World Records for being credited the most times for costume design in films, and that's over 430 times. Our fourth LBD, which I am sure many of you know, is The Little Black Dress from Breakfast at Tiffany's, which came out in 1961. Audrey Hepburn really brought back the attention to LBD and skyrocketed its fame. This dress was designed by Hubert de Givenchy, and she actually had worked with him earlier in the film called Sabrina in 1954. The main costume designer for Sabrina was Edith Head, who also worked on Rear Window at the time. But Hubert de Givenchy designed most of the gowns for Sabrina. But what ended up happening is that the Academy Awards gave the Oscar to Edith Head and didn't mention Givenchy at all. So Audrey Hepburn became very furious on behalf of Givenchy, and she told him that from then on, she wants to work with him for all the films that she works on. And she followed through on her promise for Breakfast at Tiffany's. And Givenchy created 3 to 4 versions of this LBD, and each version differed in the length of the slit. So one of them had a thigh-high slit, one of them had a knee-length slit, and one of them didn't have a slit at all. I believe in the opening scene of Breakfast at Tiffany's, Audrey Hepburn wears the version with no slit, but in the promotional poster, she wears the version with a knee-length slit. Our next famous dress, which many of you may recognize, is the revenge dress that Princess Diana wore in 1994. So Princess Di had actually commissioned this dress from designer Christina Stamboulian in 1991, but she felt that it was a little too risque or too sexy to wear. And also, usually the royals wore black for mourning. In 1994, Vanity Fair was having this fundraising dinner. And initially, Diana had not wanted to go, but she changed her mind last minute. And she decided to go for this dress because earlier in the day, Prince Charles had done a public interview revealing his infidelity and how his marriage to Princess Diana had fallen apart. And she felt that this dress was appropriate because it almost symbolized her mourning for the death of her marriage. Despite the publicity surrounding the infidelity that Prince Charles revealed, this dress became so photographed and famous that it almost eclipsed the whole scandal. It was sold to a Scottish collector for over $70,000 who still has this dress in her collection to this day. Our next LBD is in 1994 by Elizabeth Hurley. She wore this Versace dress to the premiere of 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which starred Hugh Grant, who she was dating at the time. At this time, too, Elizabeth Hurley was not quite as known for her acting career yet, but this dress catapulted her into worldwide fame. In Versace archives, this black safety pin dress and the green dress that Jennifer Lopez wore are probably their most iconic dresses. Later on in 2019, Versace recreated this dress and Elizabeth Hurley wore it for a photo shoot for Harper's Bazaar. Now, our seventh dress is not as well known, but I feel like it deserves a mention because it was such a pivotal moment in movie history, if you will, because of all the drama surrounding it. Um, it is this black dress designed by Michael Kaplan, a costume designer, that Angelina Jolie wore on the promotional poster for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This movie was very famous for kickstarting the relationship between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. I watched the film, and honestly, I think the best part of this movie is Angelina Jolie's black dress on the promotional poster. Following up on her seventh dress by Angelina Jolie comes in at number 8, Angelina Jolie again in an LBD by Versace. She wore this dress to the 2012 Oscars, and you can really see her confidence coming out and how much she enjoyed wearing this on the red carpet. This dress was very famous for the thigh-high slit because she posed in a way that her right leg was constantly out. And it became a viral meme on the internet. And there is a particular photo that somebody photoshopped that whenever you look up this dress, this photoshopped photo will keep coming up where both of her legs are out. The picture itself is a little funny, but I think overall the dress and Angelina's look for the night was quite stunning. And for our ninth and final LBD, it's not as well known, but it's a personal favorite of mine. It's a black and navy number from the Fall Winter collection by Versace. And this dress Selena Gomez also wore to the 2013 MTV Music Awards. And I just love the corset underneath the outside navy blue dress with the rivets on the side and the fold over in the front. It's so sexy but covers up the body at the same time. And it's form-fitting and sleek. And I love this dress so much that I tried to make my own version of it. I didn't have sleeves on it, and I made some tweaks and added personal touches back in 2020, and I wore this dress to go out with my girlfriends, and we got a hotel and celebrated an event together. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so that was a little bit behind the history of the LBD. Along with some famous LBD moments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.